Hey guys, welcome back. Tweet heard round the world and possibly even on the moon. Look at this thing. GameStop on his arm. I immediately started looking up Carlsberg and who owns Carlsberg beer. Like, all right, GameStop's partnering with Carlsberg. It's funny because they tweeted this and I think they just didn't get a picture that didn't have other branding on it. Hopefully they don't get in trouble for that. Copyright or I don't know. Anyways, this is GameStop's tweet. Been away for the past few months. What did I miss? I actually tweeted, where have you been? Just wondering what they're implying. I think first last squeeze been a few months ago. He replied to it and I said could be. I don't know. I wanted them to reply. I'm sure they wouldn't though. But anyways, could have been that. At any rate, this is making the apes go rattling their cages. But I want to mention before that tweet went out, so if we look at the tweet time, it was at 2 p.m. precisely. Who in the world tweets right on the dot? That's firstly only GameStop. 2 p.m. is 3-2. That's 1:30. That is right here. Okay. Yeah. This is military time. 1400 is 2 p.m. So GameStop had this crazy run up before that tweet, actually. So GameStop today sold off with a lot of the market, had this big volatility, big jump up, big bump down. But I was impressed with GameStop today. Mostly because even before all that run up, it actually held up better than the SPY. So let's see, this is the 11th right here. 11th had the big sell-off. My actually candlesticks are all jacked. I don't know if this is from GameStop or what, but I'll show you in a second. I'll show you right now. Look at the hourly. It's still, oh, they fixed it. That's so weird. Okay, anyways, we'll go back. I tweeted about it. If you want to see it, check it out. But the SPY came down here, did this and just kind of stayed flat. Look, it didn't break that resistance all day, you know, major down day for that. And GameStop decided not to do that. It started off being similar to the SPY or the overall market. This run right here was kind of right here, but then GameStop, this is where it broke away. So it would have probably continued on this, but something happened right here. And I actually still haven't figured it out. This was at 1:30, probably some kind of news at 1:15 or 1:20. And it made this volume pick up right here and this thing run up to right up here. And then it was fighting the resistance from earlier that day. It could have been, I guess there was an SEC filing that they altered or changed the amount of some number they changed. It didn't seem like that big of a deal. I couldn't find anything else around that time though, and that's the only thing I could find basically that potentially could have caused this initial run up. So I was happy to see that, and I was happy to see that wasn't from a tweet from Cohen or DFE or Elon Musk or anything. It was a natural, you know, organic, whatever. It was from some sort of intrinsic value or news that made it bullish. And then right here we have the tweet from GameStop, which actually didn't affect the stock at all, which that's a little surprising. However, it did hold. It maybe potentially helped it hold up and then have this rally. But I think we're just on the trajectory. I think we certainly are. I mean, the GameStop hasn't tweeted about anything relating to a short squeeze or naked shares, you know, in anything, which, you know, they probably can't. It's smart. Look at this reply. Can I heard this about 5 billion times? This sounds like solid time investment. I'm like, the person that's tweeting for GameStop is either drunk or they got hacked or I don't know, something. Maybe it's just a typo. This sounds like solid investment time. I don't know. They've been on fire with their tweets today though. They even tweeted about Reddit. I don't even know where I saw it. I actually saw it on Reddit. It's somewhere on here. We're glad we can help. Have a nice day in recovery. I haven't really followed their tweets. They mostly just tweet gaming stuff. That's why it was Young Gamer Adorable. It's like someone took over their Twitter. But anyways, so guys, yeah, 5 minute we're looking good. We broke the resistance from earlier today. GameStop is doing something different right now, and different is good. Different means something different happened to cause something different to happen. If that makes any sense. It doesn't to me, but if it does to you, I'm happy. Looks like I found support right here on this old resistance. If you look on the hourly chart, it's looking good. It actually crossed over on the MACD. We've got green candles over the VWAP, not fully over the 9 moving average, but these red candles stayed above it. So I think it just needs a little bit more time, probably tomorrow, and it'll be fully in bullish territory for the hourly. The daily, it's still bearish, but if we notice back here, so what I said in the video yesterday, and you can go back and watch it if you want, we were about 140-ish, somewhere around here. I said, you know, it's looking bearish. I think we're going to probably keep going down. It's possible we bounce because we were already oversold on the hourly, but I said it's probably going to keep going down because we were right here at that point, right around this support. I said next support, it's pretty easy to see. Next support's right down here around 137, maybe 135. And sure enough, today came down here, a lot of volatility, bounced off it hard. Very similar to what happened here on the 13th of April. So 13th of April. At support, it just rocketed up. I can't remember if there was some news or some catalyst also for this, but I mean, this was a crazy green day. We didn't have that. However, it did really like to bounce off of this support. This support was a heavy buying, and we hit that, and we finally got volume. Look at this volume on the hourly. That's 1.9 million. That's more than we've had on whole days. We had that day that was 1.7. So yeah, you can see this green volume bar down here. A lot of volume today, and that was before even the run, but it was just buying shares, and then here's the fruit of it. It looks like it got real hard resistance up here, sold it off, but I mean, on the hourly, you can't deny it's looking good. MACD's crossed over. Freaking GameStop is tweeting astronauts on the moon. I mean, Reddit, freaking going crazy over there. So yeah, tomorrow it's the liquidity test on Thursday, and then they have the FINRA report also, which is probably fraudulent anyways. They're thinking part of the reason that GameStop's tweeting this is they're just now starting to count the votes and starting to see that the shares, and it's early on still. I'm sure they haven't received all of them, and maybe they've already seen that, okay, retail owns over 100% and we're not even close to being finished. So maybe they're getting hyped up. Here's the one from Reddit. Might be hard to fit this into 280 characters. We'll catch up a bit about it next time you're visiting Earth. I don't know what this was applying to, but ground control Reddit. Yeah, I love that song. I listened to that while GME is squeezing this major GameStop. We should see you soon to catch up more. So they're just going ham on the old social media front. And yeah, that's nice if they have the freedom to do that now, and it's not they're not locked up. But this is looking good. I didn't have any buying power on E-Trade. I just was scrambling around trying to find money to be able to basically throw at GameStop. E-Trade wouldn't let me do it, but then I ended up depositing money on it. But since it's a cash account now, they say, oh no, you have to wait till it clears. So I deposited money here, and then I went to TD Ameritrade, and it was really difficult, and I couldn't figure out how to get it open because the options on here are much more confusing. And I was like, all right, screw it, I'm going to Fidelity. Went to Fidelity, deposited money on there, and said, oh, you have to wait. Kept saying you have to wait for this, wait for that, and I just saw GameStop running. I'm like, come on, let me just put something into it. And then, of course, my Robinhood I closed down, so I couldn't do it on there. And then finally, I was like, oh yeah, TD. So I'm back to TD, and I was able to, well, initially I was able to open up some calls. So I got a 165 call and then a 390 call. Two of these. This is all I could afford. I didn't have any buying power at the time. So these expire Friday. The volatility is still high enough to where naked calls probably aren't the play, at least not for this week. Unless if this thing goes to like 500 or more by Friday, you're going to be better off, I think, with probably debit spreads or put credit spreads, at least according to Option Profit Calculator. If we look even if you think it's going to go to 400, it was, and this, you kind of got to take this with some saltiness because these prices aren't right. This will probably cost you like $3 or $4 for this play. But look, this is called debit spread, so it's still saying debit spreads, put credit spreads. It's still not saying naked calls. So naked calls maybe would come into play maybe once it gets to like 600. Still saying call debit spread. But if you try and open up this call debit spread, it's not going to cost $1. It's probably going to cost 3 or 4, like I said. So this will probably be the next best one. And this is just a long call at 380. So like I said, if it's maybe above 600 by Friday, then just the naked call at the top strike is the best. Otherwise, debit spreads or put credit spreads are probably what's going to be your best return for your money. I started with calls and then I looked at option profit. I'm like, yeah, that's true. I'll do put credit. So then I opened up 10 of these actually. I didn't really know what I was doing on here. I'm like so confused how this all works. It's very confusing on here. But we did a put credit spread, 155, 157 and a half. So I bought the 155 put and I sold the 157.5 put. And I don't know what it does. No, I know GameStop has to close above 157.5 for me to get max profit. I think max profit's like $1,200 on here. Or actually, I can find out. So it's the difference in the spread. If this takes too long, I'll forget about it. But so it's, I mean, if we're doing it, it's 157.5 minus 155. So that's 2.5 times 10 of them. 25, and then times 100 because it's 100 shares. It might be 2,500. That might be my max gain on this. But then you have to subtract the risk. I don't know. It's really confusing on here. But yeah, anyways, that's what I got. Hopefully GameStop closes above that. I'm bullish on it. I wouldn't have been opening plays, like I said. I was waiting, guys. I was waiting for a breakout to the upside. We didn't see that. GameStop came out of our Dorito wedge deal, and I even deleted them. But basically, this was the line right here, and it broke out of that to the downside. Now we're looking at sort of a wedge, an ascending type wedge, where we'll have a support and then a descending top line, which I left the top line because that's very bullish once it breaks out of that. But the bottom line, we broke through that, so now we're looking to hold these supports, and it basically bounced off right where we were saying yesterday. So it's bounced off here. Bounced off pretty hard without the tweet gas. But once it bounced, then it got this tweeting fuel, and we've got FINRA, and we've got the dark pools. I don't think today it didn't seem like they were off. I don't know if that's still going to happen this week, if they're going to turn off dark pool trading. And then it's possible they're starting to count shares. What else do we have going on? I think I saw some stuff on Reddit. People are just so pumped about what's going on social media right now with it. I have a dance class later, but other than that, I'm free. Michael J doing the moonwalk. I didn't see any of these, but it's pretty epic. But yeah, so those are the catalysts. You know, I don't know if this will just come up to here and then kind of stay flat by Friday. I don't know if this is the short little Volkswagen dip before the squeeze. It could be. That could be this and this and this. If anything, we're going to set off a bit of a gamma squeeze. I don't think a short squeeze will really... I don't think basically hedges will be covering their short positions until... we'll probably have at least 1 week of gamma squeezing first, which to me it's the same. Doesn't matter one way or the other. Gamma squeeze is going to shoot it up. Short squeeze is going to shoot it up. Might need a gamma squeeze to trigger a short squeeze. But yeah, I'm bullish on the hourly. Can't get too excited though, I guess, because we had this same thing back in 413. When it hit this support, it had a big rally. So it might just do something like this where it kind of rally and still kind of stays below this resistance. I did get some exposure, but my exposure is limited. I capped pretty much all of it, except for those, I guess, those naked calls, which whatever. But I think it's looking good tomorrow. This thing's holding up pretty nicely on the hourly. 5 minute, it's sold off right here, but honestly, this held this support, which was resistance, and after hours it's staying flat. So I don't know. It's looking good for me on there. Long term, yeah, I got jacked today, and I'm transferring out of there. Screw you, Robinhood. I basically just started throwing money to all these accounts to try and. So I think I even deposited more money into this account trying to buy GameStop options. This one's down today. They're all down today. I mean, the market was getting screwed over today. And that's kind of what we're going to expect with GameStop. Like, it's probably going to affect the whole market, and you're going to be wanting to throw up because your long term is getting screwed, and wanting to celebrate because GameStop's on the moon. I didn't do anything today. I don't have any buying power. So once GameStop started doing that, I did what I showed you, and that was it. Wells Fargo sold off some today. Bank of America did too, along with everything else. These are doing okay. We've got quite a bit of time. Corsair had some weird action going on today. I'm not sure what was going on with it. Had these weird candles. Look at this. Look on the hourly. I saw some other stocks doing this too. It's like that other day that was potentially Citadel getting margin called, and so they had to route orders through a different market maker. If we saw kind of the same thing, that was one of the theories. Or I don't know what else, but look at those freaking candles. That doesn't make any sense. If we go to the 5 minute, it looks more normal, sort of. We still have these staggered. But yeah, there were some weird volume spikes on Corsair. I don't know if this is part of the squeeze of something else related. GameStop, of course, going up today, also had Super League Gaming going up with it, and costs, and probably all these other shorted stocks that are correlated. Even Fubo. I don't quite know if they're all just shorted, so they just start covering on all of them, or how that works, but I don't know. I don't even think they're covering on them yet, honestly. So I've heard a lot of different theories on why they all run together. Not convinced on any of them, but anyways, that's what I got for you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for sub up, like up, comment down. Okay, here it is. Happy money sticks around. Look at this. I think this is it. Look on the hourly. 43230. 230 on the hourly. This is showing a high right here of 149. Where is it? Where is it? This is 230 right here. It's showing that it closed up here. You see that? This is the 5 minute. Okay, it's running up here. And then I changed it to hourly. And it's showing in this hour, this candlestick went up to 149. It opened here, went all the way down to there, and came up here and closed up here. Am I like not seeing this right? Because to me that doesn't seem right. That seems fake. Weird stuff's going on with the candlesticks. It was never higher than it was here. It just slowly ran up. It should not look like that on the hourly. This should not be a big candle here and then these small. The hedge fund, short, whoever, they're messing with it. All right, guys, follow us on Twitter at HappyMoneyYT. And if you're on Discord, jump on there also. We'd be glad to have you. We'll see you tomorrow. I think something is starting. Okay, peace out.